大家好，新年快乐，身体健康。
What just happened?
Happy Chinese New Year, everyone, or Lunar New Year, because the Japanese and the Koreans also celebrate the Lunar New Year. I am Chinese, and I grew up celebrating Chinese New Year every year. Chinese New Year celebrations incorporate just showing off all sorts of Chinese things, which include costumes like the qipao dresses, martial arts, kung fu, different musical instruments like the erhu, and I forget the other one that looks like a Chinese guitar.
We found out that there were some Chinese New Year celebration in town, and we went to see them. And is it at all close to what you used to do as a kid?
Yeah, absolutely. There were a ton of people there dressed in red and wearing traditional Chinese clothing.
These are the Chinese New Year celebrations. What do you think?
They're pretty good. It makes me want to enroll my child in martial arts now.
Hey.
When I was a child, I went to Chinese school, which was every Saturday morning, and I took Chinese classes, and then I also participated in the Chinese traditional folk dancing. So every New Year's, or Lunar New Year, we would put on a big show, and my little dance class would do a little performance. So we would do the fan dance, the Chinese lantern dance, sword dance, stick dance.
Takeaway food dance?
No.
Or a chopstick dance?
I also took kung fu when I was a child, and that was really fun. So we also did that sometimes. We would like fake fight. It would be like dancing, like martial arts dancing, pretending to fight, choreographed fighting. You would get these red envelopes from your parents, and they would be filled with money in these red envelopes called 红包. The child would have to say, 恭喜发财,红包拿来. It just means like, have good fortune, please give me my red envelope.
红包. Here he comes. Let's go say hi. What's his name? Hello Kitty, the British Hello Kitty.
British Hello Kitty. The lion dance.
Yeah, and that was inside the mall.
And so there's a bunch of drummers and like they play cymbals and some like gu, some big drum.
Some gu.
That's a drum, gu. And
yeah, well, we didn't get good seats because we got there late, and so
we
everyone
just stood around.
We just stood around, and it was very loud.
Chinese lions like to eat cabbage, apparently, and so they go around and people feed them cabbage or they give them money in the red envelopes. They just dance around, they flutter their eyes, they have a mouth that flaps up and down, and they climb onto things like to balance as a trick.
But they climb onto each other too, don't they?
Yeah, so
Yeah.
if they have to reach somewhere high, then they want the guy in front has to jump on the guy from behind on the back hind legs, and it looks crazy.
After that came these martial art dancers, and it started out with this young girl who was doing a very elegant and poised
It was Tai Chi.
dance.
Well, then we started going around those tables to see what activities they had for children. There was a Chinese calligraphy table. So Felipe tried to write the word chun.
Which was spring?
Yeah. For
It looked
spring.
horrible though, it was hard.
Chun.
And then there were the fans.
Yeah,
That sound like
so
a
you
fart.
There are these large plastic fans that just make a really big sound when you open them. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's part of the fan dance too.
Yeah, but then you had the spinning thing. What was that?
The Chinese handkerchief.
Is that supposed to be in a dance as well?
Yes.
Ding, 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 ding. And there are
No.
those two hand symbols.
No. What is that?
I don't know. I don't know where. Ching,
Where do you get that
ching,
from?
Ching, 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 ching. Finished going to the Chinese New Year celebration. It's in the mall, apparently. I don't know, it's weird. Look at all these people. They're looking at me again. I don't know. pizza. We're gonna go get some food now.
Our new favorite place. Turns out that same lion dance troupe came
into the restaurant.
They were outside of the mall on our way to the restaurant, and then they ended up coming in after we went in the restaurant.
Yeah.
So we saw them a total of 3 different times.
Yeah, but inside the restaurant is so loud. And they were whacking at it. They
didn't care.
Yeah. But it was chaos in that restaurant, man. There was like a long queue, and then we had to make room for the troupe to come in. They were there for a long time, like 15, 20 minutes. My daughter was hiding behind my legs. It was so loud. She was so scared. Because the lion was passing right in front of me. He bumped my head several times as he passed by. There were people who were just coming into the restaurant, Chinese people who were like, I'm sitting over there. And they were like going to tables that were being cleared up. And then the waiters were like, no, you're not. Leave. Go back into the queue.
That's the Chinese style, I've got to say.
Yeah, you should talk about that because it's so completely different to the British style of...
So this restaurant is mainly like Cantonese restaurant. So it looks like Hong Kong. If you go to Hong Kong restaurants, that's what they look like. Chaotic, people in queues. And so the Hong Kong style is...
Not all restaurants seat you. You kind of just take over a table when you see it's empty, okay? So what my dad would always send me and my brother to do while he would like park the car or whatever, we would have to go and
hunt a table down?
Find a table. So we would look to see how many tables are finished, like almost nearing finished, and kind of hover around them. So you like stand around near them and watch. And the moment that they like acknowledge you or they leave, you sit down. Even if the table's a mess, you just claim that table and then you wave someone over to clean the table off for for you. And that's the way it is. It's so many people in Hong Kong. It's just like that. So
it's every man for himself, right?
Yeah.
Eventually we sat down and we had almost exactly the same meal we had last time.
I added a couple things that I didn't get last time. So one that's like a taro filled with meat, and then on the outside like crispy fried strings. I don't know how to explain it. Flakes.
It looks like hay.
Yes. And inside should be some mushrooms and some meat. Look at that. And some